If you ain't nasty, don't add me. I've been working all day. So run the streets in the dark out and come through, pull you back out. I hope that's okay.
Doctor?
I got too many hoes, but they ain't you. You like to put that shit in your nose. I still love you. Be doing shit that nobody knows. In the streets, they be thinking you're a lady, but at home. If you ain't nasty, don't add me. I've been working all day. I like to run the streets in the dark out and come home, blow your back out. I hope that's okay. I can't give you a
Oh no. Hello. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. You should have a try. Yes, Sugar Bum. They are shady as fuck, but I'll take your little $1.99 that actually ends up being. No, I'm just kidding. I take every donation. I appreciate it. But you guys, this is a whole new setup. This is a whole new setup. A whole new setup. Okay, I got a new device. I got a new like computer. I got a new camera. All of it. You know what I'm saying? So we have upgraded. Okay, upgrade you. That's what happened to me. I got upgraded by myself. You know, by my own hard-earned cash. Okay. So I hope you guys love my new setup. I hope you guys can hear me clearly because there's gonna be no more. Can you make your image bigger? Yeah, but you guys know me. I be getting all nervous and shit. This is a monetization party though, so no serious subject matter. Just celebrating all the subscribers who got me here to this moment where my channel is monetized. You know, I have the ability to make some profit. Don't zoom in, please. There's nothing to zoom in on. Okay. So, you know what, Terrence? You always got the it's not that big a deal, you know? I'm just a nervous person. It's just me. But yo, Joy, listen. Talking about Lane, this is a crop top, but I'm not showing my whole midsection so y'all can see it. No, this is literally a crop top. So if Lane Bryant makes crop tops now, then okay, whatever. How you guys like the music? That was actually my half brother. Actually, this song was my half brother. He lives in South Africa. He's from my father's side. And he just happens to be a very talented musician. So I figured, you know what? I'm going to play some of his music because he got a nice vibe going and it sounds very islandy. You know, us Angolans, we sound all kinds of, island like or whatever. So yeah, that was his music. Obviously got some DJ Witch Doctor tracks too, which I greatly appreciate, right? The Unfuckables definitely came through for you, girl, okay? They sure did. But this is just that stream, right? I just want to say hi and I want to say thank you to everybody. Obviously we can do some, some type of content if people get bored or whatever. But this will just be, a quick little, not quick, but, a little monetization stream. I'm going to drop the link for people. Okay, Fanny, thank you so much for becoming a YouTube member. And actually, before I get into it, I'm going to just read everyone's super chats because I appreciate every single last one of you guys. So I'll start right at the top. Okay, so the first one that came in here setting the bar nice and high, Team Fatty, $50. 50 euros Cash App. I appreciate you. I really do. Thank you so much for sending your audience over as well. I greatly appreciate it. I spend a lot of time over there with the untouchables. I'll call you by your real name, right? And, sometimes I have a good time. Sometimes it's trash, but it's been an adventure. It's been a ride. The last 10 months have been crazy. So I appreciate you coming here and supporting, even though I call you fat all the time. So thank you so much. The next one is Sugar Bomb, my little sugar baby. Thank you so much for the $4.99. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. We have Mr. DJ Naff. All right, he's kind of catfishing with that picture, but nonetheless, thank you very much for the super chat. I greatly appreciate it. All right, we have Sugar Lip over here. The color purple flopped. I get the feeling, I'm not going to say the name because this is a cash app and I greatly appreciate it, but I have a feeling, okay. We'll leave it at that. All right. TO 49.99. Thank you so much for the super chat. I greatly appreciate it. Every penny. Even if it's coming from an African booty scratcher. I love it. Thank you so much for the super chat, TO. I'm him. Congrats to our African booty scratcher, aka Chat Debo. Okay, I like that one. Definitely a Chat Debo for sure. Congrats again and enjoy your night. Thank you so much for that. Sugar Lip, yes, girl, is giving Lane Bryant. Okay, Lane Bryant clearly makes crop tops, apparently, but I'll take it. Everyone here says I dress like a grandma. Maybe it's because my tits aren't out or whatever. So, but it is what it is. Thank you so much, nonetheless, for the super chat, Sugar Lip. And again, we have Team Fatty with a membership. Again, we are called the Bandit Capturers. Okay, that is the only tier I have right now. I will be trying to do some movie nights, some game nights, just some really fun exclusive content just for my members. So if you want to be involved in that, if you want to have more in-depth conversations, whatever, just make sure that you pop in and you pop out for that one, okay? So, and if you want to be a member, I have the link in the chat already. I want to say thank you to the Cash App. Thank you very much, Hassan, for your Cash App. I greatly appreciate it. You are one who is always in this chat, always saying, you know, you did great. And I really just appreciate the support, right? Just people who just support, just to support. I greatly appreciate that. Again, TO became a member. Okay. Listen, Africans got to support each other. So thank you so much, TO. I appreciate that. Okay. We got Terrence in the Budizu. Okay. Congrats. What's next? Well, you know what's next, Terrence? What's next is just more good conversations. I do want to have more of a structure, so I'm going to do regular shows where I invite guests and have conversations with them, and then at the end, if people want to jump up and ask, that's like kind of what I want to do more. I want to have structured conversations. I want to talk to people who maybe some of us don't understand, maybe some of us judge, we talk about we don't like them, whatever the case may be. I want to do more shows that are controversial, that get us thinking, and not controversial in the messy way, but just kind of get us thinking about things that are outside of the box. So I have a lot of things on my mind. Hopefully they come out the way I'm thinking them. Just stay tuned. Just stay buckled up. Make sure you got your seatbelt on because it will be a wild ride. I got my device power. I got everything going now. So listen, I cannot wait. Okay. Doris with the $5. Thank you so much for the super chat. I greatly appreciate you. Okay. I didn't always have nice feelings for Doris, but you know what? Doris is like that church lady that encourages you to do better. Okay. She watches you texting at church and she tells you, look, I see you, put your phone down. That's Doris. Okay. And we might not like her all the time, but thank you so much for the support nonetheless. TO, thank you so much for your generosity. 10 gifted memberships. And shout out to the people who got those memberships. Again, if you get a gift, please maintain it. Please give me an opportunity to make memberships and the membership experience really great for you guys. I do want to spend that time dedicated with people who are always here, people who want to tune in for the more fun conversations, the conversations we can't necessarily have with the whole group. All of that. So if you guys get a membership, please, please, please maintain it. I will make it worth it. Okay. I've invested a whole lot to make it worth it for you all. And I just hope you'll be here along for the ride. So thank you again, TO, so much for the donations. Okay. Easy Money Jones, salute. Thank you so much. Thank you for your donation. I greatly appreciate it. $2 ball. You guys are great, honestly. I feel so overwhelmed by the amount of support that I get here. For such a vicious troll, I was so surprised to see so many people who actually support, who can see where I'm coming from, even though sometimes I come across harsh. Okay, we're all growing here together. I'm growing, you're growing, we're growing. Okay, yeah. No. Okay, no. Listen, Venus, nobody asked you, okay? As far as I know, I am just Flora, the bandit capturer. Okay, I'm a freelance person, non-contract who works with the untouchables. Okay, so freelance. Thank you so much, Candy Cane. I appreciate you guys. Bandit captures. Yes, that is what you are now. If you received a free membership from a generous donator, TO. Um, all right, so let me see where we're at. I'm kind of behind. I just wanted to make sure I read all the super chats. Brownie, hello, girl. Thank you for coming. I see you. Okay, I want to know when your. Tell me when yours is so we can pop up because I see you. I see you. You see me. Yeah. Okay. Just make sure you drop the link for whenever you decide to have your party. 2024 is clearly going well for a lot of us. So I'm truly grateful for everybody who has supported me, even when I was super messy. Much appreciated. Um, Congrats. What is up, Jesse? What's up, Bandit? You know, Jesse, remember when we used to fight? Do you remember that? We used to fight in the chats. Now look at you talking about yo. You know how time has passed, all right? You know what, Venus, you gotta be a bandit capturer. You definitely do. You honestly, I think you already have the skill set to be such. So, you know, just gotta hone it in. Right? Go ahead and make it official. Um, you tried heifer, take out of timeout. Bob's Dollar, what in the world? Who are you calling a heifer? Who are you calling a heifer? Y'all are crazy. Let me try and catch up with the chat because y'all are moving way too fast. Um, hello, twin. How are you? Beautiful picture, by the way. Flo has really grown up. Don't forget about us now. I'll never forget about you, bandits. Never, because y'all won't let me forget anyways. So, you know, I appreciate everyone who's here. Just want to make sure I acknowledge everyone who I want a date shirt with you. I have wide shoulders, big thighs, and the rest is history. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna leave that where that is. Are you Professor Bandit now? I am. I am Professor Bandit. Yes, yes, yes. I am Professor Bandit. You know, obviously I want to still do some of the messy streaming, but I think this year I kind of want to focus on topics, on conversations, on having more regular guests. So people in this space, people in the real world, you know, just people, just guests in general. Like I want to work on doing a little bit more of that because really my goal is to be able to have like an actual talk show, and that takes time, right? You have to build an audience, you have to build content, you have to kind of build a reputation as well to be able to be on that level. So, you know, down the line. That is definitely more so what I'm seeing. So, you know, I'm gonna try and tailor the channel as much towards that type of content, which is like having guests and then having my shows, right, where I would like to have intellectual discussions and such. Yeah, that's kind of what I want to do. So hopefully you guys will stick along for the ride. It'll be a wild one, um, but I think it'll be a good ride. Let me just pan the camera. Y'all can see my belly button. I'm not trying to do that. How is my sound, by the way, guys? I'm like struggling over here with this camera angle because it's like if I put it too low, then you can see my midsection, and I'm not trying to do that. Um, but yeah, so hey, Prod, what is up? What is up? Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Okay, good. Thank you so much, Sugar Bum. I wanted to make sure. Um, yeah, I did. Listen, guys, this is a whole different setup. I have a PC. I have my mic set up to that PC. So the problem this whole time hasn't been my mic. It's been the device and the capabilities that it has, which I knew. Um, but you know, it's a lesson learned. Much better. Thank you so much. Yes, yes, yes. Hopefully it remains such. I really do truly think the issue was the device. So, I got a PC, I got a webcam, so I should be super clear. You can even see the red marks on my skin. I don't know what that's from. Honestly, the sun touches me a little bit in certain areas, and I just get like weird spots. But I appreciate all you guys here. Good, good, good. The sound is clear. All right, so it is like super quiet. So I'm gonna play some music. Let me see if I can.
If you ain't nasty, don't add me. I've been working.
Lower it a little bit. But yeah, I mean, I dropped the link. It might have got buried in there with all the comments, but I'll drop it again. You know, if anyone wants to come up, if anyone has any thoughts, any advice they'd like to give, you know, any content requests, pretty much anything at this point. If you guys wanted to share any of that, feel free to hit the link. I don't have a lot planned for today, to be honest. Oh, sorry guys, let me pin it. I might have to do that from my phone. Oh, thank you so much for the membership, Marcellus. I appreciate you. Thanks for joining. Let me see if I can pin it from my cell phone because my device is a little finicky. Can y'all still hear me over the music? Okay, I just went into my phone, so I think you can. All right. Oh, thank you for gifting a membership, Marcellus. I appreciate it. Much, much appreciated. You good? What do you mean by that? Here, I'll pin the message. All right, that should be thanks, Prod, for your little $2. I know, Sugar Bum. You know, I appreciate every dollar. Oh, y'all are silly. Y'all are silly. Bob Stalla, if you think I'm giving you a damn wrench, you're out of your mind. You were blocked until like 2 weeks ago. The fact that you think you would get a wrench, I'm gonna need to see some more refined behavior. But the link is there, guys. If anyone wants to come up, if not, I'll probably just do a few random topics and then get out of here because I really don't have too much planned, and I'm not that type. So, you know, I really don't have a lot to say when I don't have something planned. So, if people want to come up, you sure can. You know, but if not, I'll do a little bit of you know, content like spur of the moment content, and then we'll bounce out of here. But yeah, I appreciate everyone who's got me to this milestone. I hope you guys are patient with me. Okay, I definitely am gonna start putting out content and scheduling streams. I just needed to handle some of the you know, the back end stuff that comes with you know, we got a good relationship. Bob Stalla, I don't know you from a can of paint, sir. So no. No. Yeah, no. But yeah, so you guys know I like to do panels. I like to do, you know, conversations where I talk the whole time and then I drop the link at the end. So obviously still going to be some more of that. Oh, here we go. First guest, Venus. Hold on, let me just make sure. Now that I'm monetized, I want to make sure no psychos get up here. But Venus, is that you?
It is the
Okay, perfect. I knew it was you, but I just want to get into the habits.
No,
Welcome.
good job. Congratulations. I'm happy for you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. How does my new setup seem? Like, is it good? I can't really tell what y'all see versus what I see.
Yeah. The only thing is that we're very small, right? Other than
Oh
that,
yeah, we're pretty small. Yeah.
everything looks good.
Better?
How do you make us fill up the whole thing? You can't?
Oh yeah, I can. Oh wait, hold on. Let me do this.
Oh yeah.
I don't like this stuff.
No, that's fine. That's fine. As long as you know how to do it, you're good.
Oh, okay, here. Is that better?
I was just curious if you could. It looks good. I like it. I like the intro music. You're doing good. I like your conversations. Just stay motivated. Stay focused. We got this. Okay. We're both beginners, but we're figuring it out.
Yes. You're doing a great job, I think. So
thank you. I'm trying, girl. I gotta get me a setup. I told myself when I reach 1,000 subscribers, I will get on camera. That's the goal.
Ooh, I'm ready for the face reveal. No,
I've been on camera before. People
that's all I'm saying, but
they see me, but I don't do it really much now.
No, I don't blame you, honestly. Sometimes I be on my own streams like, I want to cam down. Yeah. I know YouTube.
No, but you look beautiful. I'm happy for you. Congratulations.
Thank
What are
you.
the plans
For today, for my channel, which
for the
one?
channel?
So, like I was mentioning, I would like to do like some interview style streams. I'd like to do some conversations like with invited guests and then do more of like an opened up later. I really want to do a lot, honestly. I have so many thoughts in my mind, but I want to try and have some more regular days versus just kind of popping up whenever. It makes it easier for me in my mind as well. So definitely more streaming, more panels, but a little bit more directed panels with guests and people who are invited.
Yes.
So
Um. Oh, did you? It sounds like you fixed your microphone problem. Is it? Did you fix it?
I think it was my device.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a PC now, so I'm still using the same mic. It's just in my PC, and I have no issues with it now.
You haven't lagged one time, so that was a big issue. So I'm happy. Yeah.
I
That
think it was the device, so I'm happy that I got something new. Um, but To, thank you. When are we going to perform the exorcism of Flora live? Not gonna happen. I have Jesus Christ in me, so
Not so much on Flora. Flora.
oh, look at my favorite stalker. How you doing, Jack? So here you are. Been catching up on your content. You make good shows. Also, if anyone asks, you and I are apparently married now.
Oh my
Hello.
God. How do you get membership? I don't know why my super chat button unlocks. My memberships are not. I don't know what. I don't know. I got to figure that out. It's just
Yeah.
not an
Oh, I
option.
think. Oh, sorry. Am I cutting you off?
Oh, you're good, boo. I will talk about it after. I don't want to distract your show, but just remember to show me. I don't know why mine isn't working.
I think it was like a button. I had to click a button and like set up tiers. So I really don't know. It just all popped up for me, but I can't do the other thing I was telling you about via
Yeah,
text. So I
mine
guess
never
that's for the
popped
big
up.
guys.
Only super chat popped up, but my membership never came.
Oh,
I'll
damn.
figure it out.
It's probably back there. Yeah, we'll figure it out at a later date. Not live on air. No. So that they don't know your business. But thank you, Jack. I appreciate the super chat. We are not married, but one can dream. So thank you so much for your donation. Um, let me see what we got going on here. I like the space background. Thank you guys. If you guys didn't know, the song in the beginning was actually my brother. He is a artist. He lives in South Africa, and he's very talented. So I will share his information in the description in case anyone wants to listen to it on Spotify. But I'll play it again just so you guys know what I'm talking about.
All right, babe. I just wanted to come up and say congratulations. I'm proud of you. I gotta run. I have like 1 hour to get my stuff together for my show. So
And we will be over there as well for that
I
special.
appreciate you. But take your time. Take your time. Enjoy your moment. Bye,
All
boo.
right. Thank you, Venus. I appreciate you for coming. Oh, see, now I gotta pop back out. It's a little nerve wracking. I'm very uncomfortable. Sorry, guys. I don't like being close up. But yes, thank you. Shout out to Venus. She's gonna have a very interesting show on intercourse this evening. So, after I wrap up over here, we will fly over there, probably in the next hour or so. So I appreciate you guys for being here. Appreciate for Venus for coming up on the panel. She has had a very interesting time on this space. Her content is great. And honestly, I really admire a lot of the work she does on here too. So it's not easy being the one woman who will speak out against bandits. So shout out to Venus. Let's see here. She wants to set a schedule. I want to set a schedule, but I know that a schedule is not realistic all the time. So I definitely want to have more regular content, but I know that having a set schedule is not realistic with YouTube. It's like sometimes it's just the wave. Sometimes you're just kind of doing what the space is requiring of you, right? Sometimes it's just like certain environments, whatever the case may be. So I know I'm not going to have like set days, but I know I definitely want to do some type of regular content, whether it be tea times, whether it be girls' night, whether it be relationship night, and I have like guests that come and talk to me, people in the space, obviously, because we love to get along with each other and be all up and through people's panels. So I definitely want to do some of that. But the content's gonna evolve naturally, I think. I will still have my educational shows where I actually break things down with data and stuff. So that's not going anywhere. Professor Bandit Flora or Bandit Capturer Flora is definitely going to continue to thrive. But I want to do a little bit more pointed conversations too. I want to invite specific guests who have a really good way of having discussions, of having debates, conversations, whatever. I just want it to be a little bit more pointed content as well, because I think that's where you get the repeat value when there's actually good conversations versus just like letting a Friday night ride and then, expecting a bunch of views on that. So I appreciate everyone. Thank you, Naf. I think you said something about you deserve it. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Pure hate from Sugar going on. You guys need to leave Sugar Bum alone before I actually give her a big wrench. So, Inky, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. I appreciate you being here, checking out the content. There are so many comments to read. I don't want to read them all, but I know how that go, Flora. But as long as you're able to get in the flow of things, it'll fall into place. And for this occasion, no pun intended. Whatever you mean by that. But yeah, I like I said, I'm not going to set days because I think that's just unrealistic. I think you sometimes just have to go with the flow. You have to sometimes wake up and you have that feeling and schedule a live stream. And sometimes you got to be like, hey, I want to stream today, but I know I don't have anything good or I don't have anything planned the way I want, and just know that that's not the day. So, there's going to be some balancing, guys. Obviously, there's going to be a little bit of a growth period where I am going to have to exclude and get rid of some of the people who come in this space and try to push too many buttons, because I do want my content to be, I want my content to be ad friendly as well as interesting and entertaining. I don't want it to cross the bounds into toxic drags and stuff like that. I don't really like that type of content. Well, I like to watch it. I won't lie. I like to watch it. My end goal is a show. I would like to be hosting my own show. So definitely something with regular guests. Definitely at some point just kind of getting a little bit deeper, moving up with the type of guests that I interview that come to my show, etc. So DB, thank you so much, girl. I appreciate the Cash App. Or not the Cash App, sorry, the Super Chat. You are greatly appreciated. I appreciate any donation, but specifically from my girl DB, because we be in these chats, slaying together, dragging together. And I just appreciate that you guys continue to support me and show up and be here for the discussions and even try to shift my space into a better space, by encouraging the dust mites to get out of here. I appreciate all of you guys. You're really great. You guys are a lot of fun. Honestly, you guys make some of these streams that are super dry, because we know what we're talking about. You guys make some of these dry streams so much fun. You guys kill so much time for me. You help me. So I appreciate you. But specifically DB and Sugar, you guys have a special place in my hearts. So thank you so much for the super chat. Juju, thank you very much. Congrats. I appreciate you. Yes, period, Sugar Bum. It's different. It's different with y'all. Okay? Different. Have you seen that StreamYard are now owned by YouTube, so the pre-record and sound balancing? Yeah. Well, StreamYard, since I've started using it, you've been able to do pre-records and stuff like that. But I think I didn't know about it being owned by YouTube. So that's interesting to know. Honestly, YouTubers are the main ones using it. So why wouldn't they want to, buy out another program or product that just brings money to their pocket? So not surprising by that. But yeah, I mean, I definitely use StreamYard a whole bunch. I also use Canva for recording some things, putting some things together. So, I definitely use a bunch of different programs, but Yeah, StreamYard's the most solid streaming service, I would say. Because even just trying to do like YouTube streaming, you don't get to do this. You don't get to highlight shit. You don't get to like let your audience know that you're. I appreciate all of you guys being here, honestly. This was not meant to be a long stream, but I'm gonna do a little bit of content just so we can check in with each other, or whatever. Just so we can make sure that we're still crossing our T's and dotting our I's. Yeah, Tio, I think that's a good idea, honestly, because I just think anything else is just too much to maintain. I think having at least one set show that's like on the roster always is probably the only way I can like kind of balance, and then the rest will just have to be at random, at will, just like whenever I come up with an idea, whenever something happens in the space or whatever. Like honestly, I think that's probably the best bet for me and probably for the audience too. If I do 5 shows a week, people are just gonna get tired of me. Honestly, there's only so much ranting you can do in one week. Hey Tequila, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Shout out to you for being here, making it over here from the Blue Heart Gang and from Goat Gang. Much appreciated. Y'all are it. Y'all are definitely the ones. So let me see what I can scrounge up for you guys. I do think sometimes the random content has a good value to it. So let's see what I can pop up here for you guys. Oh, look at Venus's thumbnail. She's getting nasty tonight. Hold on. Let me show y'all her thumbnail. Hold on. Let's see. Share screen. You should have a bandit confessional night where the people come open up about whatever. What do you mean? There's definitely some fat jokes allowed here tonight. Let's see. Do y'all see this thumbnail? Am I the only person seeing that? This is gonna be a sexy show tonight. You guys need to be ready for this one. It's gonna be a sexy, sexy show. Look at that. Okay. DP, thank you for getting the membership. I truly appreciate you. Like I was mentioning a little bit before you got here, I will definitely be doing some that members only is definitely going to get my special attention, and that will be more like freestyle, but those will be regular. Those will be days that are set that I'm going to know that I'm going to come on here. It's not going to be me super dressed up or dolled up or anything, but we will be having lots of fun conversations. We will definitely be getting into some stuff that you can't really have the live conversations about and such. So yeah, I just want to share this thumbnail because look at that. Look at that nasty little thumbnail. Let me see. Too close to my face. All right. Let's see what you got here. Jana, thank you so much for the membership. I greatly appreciate it. Hopefully you guys tune in for that. I will definitely be, that will be very exclusive. The content that I share, the conversations, the live streams that I do, the pop-ups that I do, because I will try to, I've been doing a lot of pop-ups on my main channel recently, but I will be, kind of leaving the pop-ups to that. So, definitely be something fun. We going, oh, all right. I don't know what y'all talking about. D-Town, what is your dusty behind talking about now? Yes, DB, it will be fire. It'll be fire. I think it'll be fun. I think honestly, it'll be a good opportunity to just kind of build some community, have some good conversations behind the scenes, even find people to be part of future conversations, people who have input and great thoughts that they want to share that, maybe they're a little bit more nervous to come on the super live show, like where we're open to everybody. So I definitely think it will be a fun time. I think, those who decide to participate, they'll definitely enjoy it. They will leave the show feeling good. It won't be nothing where, we're attacking one person for their beliefs or anything like that. I think it will be a good show. Make sure your series going of delusions. Honestly, delusions of grandeur, it's tough, right? Because now we're just using narcissistic terms in our everyday life. So now a lot of us think that we understand these terms, and we're just applying them to any old thing. So You know, I mean, honestly, delusions of grandeur is something that's common among a number of different mentally ill people. So honestly, that's not a bad one. I might actually write that one down because I think it would actually be interesting to break down. Um, and I know you're trolling me, but you know, that being said, it would be nice. Thank you so much, Jenna Seven. Honestly, listen, we've had fun times over there on Goat Gang, so we go way back. But you know, honestly, I feel really whole and happy that a lot of you guys actually gave me a chance, that you actually, you know, came and tried to consume my content and see it for what it was. A lot of you guys knew I wasn't just here to do a bunch of clout chasing content. A lot of you guys gave me a fair shake, and I appreciate it. So thank you so much for coming here. We truly have no idea what any of those words actually mean. Absolutely. I mean, a lot of these terms are like clinical terms, you know. Listen, Jenna, look at the little look at the little bandit over here. Look at the little bandit. You know, we've been seeing this bandit for how long? Look at him. Now he's over here to terrorize me like he don't know the new YouTube rules. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But yes, we do. Listen. Okay, this YouTube that we're seeing today, huh? These bandits are more refined. Actually, are they more refined? I don't know. I don't know what they are. Honestly, listen, DB, they start nice and early. They be trying to wear you down. Ooh, Supon is one of those that he doesn't give up either. He just keeps coming back, or she, whatever the creature is. Honestly, you never know. It could be a masculine mammy, or you know, muscular mammy as well. So I really don't know who Supon is, but I've seen them trolling multiple content creators, and I just think they're just a bandit, you know. They don't even keep up with the times or the news to know that YouTube changed their monetization policies. They're mad, you know, they're upset. Yes, they always do, you know. I feel like the little bandits, they kind of they run together, they give each other little whispers about where to go next. They're like, oh, you know, there's some people here. Yeah, they definitely have like a network of bandits. So yeah, he's been in these streets acting dusty for a while, but yes, they start nice and early. Nah, I'm dead ass thought that should be your main show. Okay, so honestly, just because we were just in the chat kind of having a conversation about this, I think maybe it will probably be a good idea to have a conversation, a quick one, with Dr. Ramani about um, narcissism. And this is specifically a video about when a narcissist knows that you know, or that you see them for who they are, right? And generally, when a narcissist can tell that you've read them for filth, that you can see right through the play, there is some actions that they take, you know, that they may or may not be dangerous to you, may or may not be uncomfortable for you. So I'm gonna put that video up here. We'll probably review it and then maybe fly out of here. You know what? Actually, this is a better one. Because I honestly, truly, I think there's more diagnosed. I think there's more diagnosed psycho and sociopaths than there is narcissistic people. So this will probably be an interesting one. And then if nobody comes up, I'll probably just end it there. And you guys can get your snacks and your dinner, and we can all get ready to watch Venus's show on sex. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Hello, Mandrell. What is up? The bandits work in team and takes naps there around the clock. Yes. Bandits have unlimited resources. They're usually thieves, so that's generally why you see them with unlimited resources. But yes, they also work in teams too. They have a whole you know, a whole like a base, even a home plate of bandits. So thank you very much, Mandrell. Much appreciated. You spelled my name wrong, but then you fixed it here, so thank you. There's trolls, then there's bandits. There's a difference. Sure, I mean, but you don't choose who you are seen as. We do. So if we see you as a bandit, then you're just that. So This is a little bit of a more educated monetization stream, I guess, since nobody wants to be messy and get up here with me, which is fine. I'm really not in that type of mood tonight. This is the Bandisphere. Get used to it. Who said Bandisphere? When did that become a reality, Tio? I feel like you Africans are always trying to change history. Like you're always trying to change what we do here, and I just don't like it. This is not the Bandisphere. Okay, bandits come here, but it's not a bandit sphere. Okay, so maybe this one will be a nice breakdown. Again, I said there's like I mentioned a second ago. There's more diagnosed psycho and sociopaths than there are narcissists. So this will probably be a good intro video to maybe break it down for us. I do think Dr. Ramani has a great way of breaking down some of these things that makes a lot of us think maybe we all deal with narcs and whatever. That's not necessarily true. Very few people actually do qualify as narcissistic, at least, on the books per se. So let's get into the differences in this one. And then I'll probably wrap it up, say a big thank you to everybody who has been here, who has donated, who has shared memberships with others here, and just everyone who's popped out in general, because you guys have been a huge support. You guys have made me, extremely grateful for being in the space, and showered me with lots of positivity and love. So I appreciate it. I don't weaponize black men's trauma ever, actually. That's probably the last thing I do here. Um, Now, dragging you guys out in your natural habitats, that I do. But here I don't play on the black men this, black men that. I kind of when I do talk about mental health, I just come at mental health from mental health. I don't try to make it a black or white thing because there's really not a lot of differences. So thank you so much, Big Giz, for gifting a membership. It is much appreciated so much. Whoever got that, please keep it up, and welcome to the Bandit Capturers, okay? Because that's what my membership tier is called. That's what we do behind the scenes. On my membership tier, I will be doing regular membership lives and stuff for people to pop out, for us to have conversations. Supone, when you go to hell, I will throw a party for that. How about that? How about that? I will throw a party for you in hell. Amen. I just banned them. So if I didn't ban them for real because I'm up here on the StreamYard, if somebody with the wrench could please ban him for real, because he's a weirdo. So, and I'm actually tired of hearing him. Oh, thank you so much, Josh. I appreciate the Cash App. You guys are very generous. You guys have been very supportive of me, even when there was 12 people in the chat, like you said, right? I appreciate all of you guys. Sharon, thank you so much for the Cash App. Good evening to you as well. Thank you so much. I'm very excited. I'm very excited. You're actually one of the people who is on my hit list to have a conversation because you've been having a lot of fun in this space recently. So I think you're definitely on my list for people to have on a conversation, some conversations that I have in mind. So we'll be in touch. But thank you so much for the super chat. You are greatly appreciated. It is not a bandit hub, actually. No. It's not a bandit hub. Actually, we're civilized here. So I'm going to need the rest of you guys to just relax. This is a monetization party, but really this is just me saying thank you to you guys. Maybe giving you a tiny bit of content here with the narc, psycho, and socio. I don't think a lot of people know the differences. And again, on the books, there are more diagnosed sociopathic and psychopathic people than there are narcissistic. So I think this will be a nice breakdown from Dr. Ramani, but I just wanted to make sure I'm still acknowledging all the people who are donating. So thank you again, Sharon, for your super chat. So let me get into this video by Dr. Ramani. Again, the link is pinned if anyone wants to come up. You don't have to, but if you do, please feel free. So let's get into it.
What is the difference between a sociopath, a psychopath, and a narcissist? here to answer this intense question is Dr. Ramani. Help us out here.
Well, it's, again, there's a lot of overlap, but the fact is a lot of people are using these terms interchangeably.
And should they be?
Sociopath, they psychopath. No, they shouldn't. They're
Okay.
different things, okay? One rule of thumb to remember right off the bat. Every psychopath is narcissistic, but not every narcissist is psychopathic. Make sense? There's your key difference. A narcissist is somebody who lacks empathy, is grandiose, is entitled, is constantly seeking validation.
Someone in the chat actually just mentioned delusions of grandeur, right? So that's kind of that it's the definition behind that term, grandiose, right? Delusions of grandeur is kind of seeing yourself in more importance, in a better light than you actually are. So obviously once we get a little bit deeper into this, you'll kind of understand where she's coming from. But those ideas of having grandiose beliefs about yourself is really just seeing yourself as bigger. Grande, that's the root word in the word grandiose. So it should give you an idea of what it means anyways, but really just seeing yourself as larger than you are.
Is arrogant. It's a disorder of self-esteem, and they have trouble regulating their self-esteem. But when a narcissist does a bad thing, they feel a fair amount of guilt and shame. More shame than guilt, frankly, because they're concerned about how other people view them. Shame is a public emotion. So they don't like being viewed negatively in the public eye or by other people. That's where the shame comes from. But they'll feel a little bad. Like if they cheat on their wife, I probably shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
Psychopath's a different animal. They're all of those things except no guilt, no shame. Wow. They don't feel remorse when they do something bad. Wow. So they're great.
I think this is one that gets conflated a lot as being a narcissistic trait, right? But that's the difference. Or I guess she kind of mentioned that a narcissist can also be a sociopath. But that's kind of the distinction, I guess, the initial distinction, right? A sociopath does not have empathy. They don't feel bad. They don't feel guilty. They don't feel shame, right? Those are natural emotions. So if you lack that, that's a sociopathic tendency. And a lot of the times I think that's what kind of a lot of people will say, oh, he's a narc because he's like that. And that doesn't necessarily always mean you're a narc. You could just be sociopathic. You could have sociopathic tendencies. I actually personally think there's a better argument to be made to say that more people have sociopathic tendencies than they do have narcissistic. Because again, narcissism is very specific. And to meet the criteria of a narcissist, there are a huge amount of different criteria that you have to meet. And it's not easy for everyone to meet. I see Soupbone is making millions of accounts tonight. So if the mods can please try to get rid of him as soon as possible. He's kind of a cancer in this space. So if you could, I would greatly appreciate it. Yeah, exactly. They can't feel that or see why they should at all, right? They can't even understand why they should feel bad or why they should feel guilty. A lot of the times they come across very detached. And I think, again, when we kind of see these extreme behaviors, a lot of us want to say, oh, he's a narc. No, that person most likely has sociopathic tendencies or traits, right? Because even calling them a sociopath or diagnosing them such without a degree, you're not very qualified to do it. But do they have traits? You can probably make a better argument for that versus narcissism. So let's continue.
Serial killers, hired assassins, people who are going to go in and literally sort of gut a business. These are your guys. They're like, I don't care who gets hurt. They'd say that and they'd mean it. Okay, where a narcissist is like, I hope no one gets hurt. Okay. The difference between the psychopath and the sociopath is the one where most people get confused, because the sociopath is a lot like the psychopath. They do bad things and they don't care. Okay. Here's the key difference. A psychopath is born and a sociopath is made. Okay, that's the key. So a psychopath, in fact, we know in the research on psychopathy, which has also been called antisocial personality disorder in our diagnostic manual, these are people who are actually believed to have slightly different autonomic nervous systems. Our autonomic nervous system is actually that part that holds our sympathetic nervous system, which is our fight and flight system. So when our
And I like that she breaks it down like that, because I really do think there's a difference when someone is, I believe the distinction she made was psycho and socio, where a socio is made and a psycho is born, or maybe the reverse. But really, the difference is biology and just coming out that way versus having some type of trauma or event in your life that can turn you into the other. So, we'll hear a little bit more just so we can get the clear. But the difference here is one is born and one has to kind of go through some trauma or distress in their life. And it obviously turns on that switch, the bad switch for them. So let's continue.
Our autonomic nervous system for a normal person gets charged up, which it would if we broke a rule, if we did something embarrassing or rude, if we ran through a red light, our heart starts racing. We sweat, our pupils get wide, we look around because we're afraid of the consequence. A psychopath doesn't have that same kind of arousal. That's why they're able to lie on lie detector tests. That's how they get away with it. They don't have that same kind of arousal. So where you or I may go on a roller coaster, feel that sense of excitement, we need to get that arousal in a good way. We don't like feeling it when we do something wrong. They don't feel it.
So do they get stressed?
No, not in the same way.
So if they're driving,
Mm-hmm.
because if I'm driving and I see police sirens coming behind me, I mean, it is a full on, oh
yeah.
my gosh, I can't believe I'm going to
They're
get
not a
pulled over.
psychopath.
But a psychopath would see that and go, oh, I'm going to get pulled over.
Cool as could be. They could have a dead body in the trunk and they wouldn't change.
And so they
discussion.
pull over, they get the ticket, and they don't care.
No, they don't care.
And they pay the ticket.
And maybe not, they'll even probably get an attorney to get him off or say, yeah, my understanding of your state laws is you can't really be doing this. And they'll be cool as can be.
And this is
Oh, and that's such a hard one, right? Them not cracking, them not being able to, or them being able to kind of not react emotionally like some of the rest of us. That's a kind of trait that can be used to manipulate other people, right? Because a lot of the times we're looking at people like, oh, let's see what their reaction is, right? And if their reaction is a certain way, then we're like, oh, they seem nervous or that. So now imagine somebody who can manipulate themselves out of emotions. Or it seems like it's not even manipulation. It seems like it's natural. So it could be very dangerous if you really kind of look at it for what it is. Let me address Gold. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. I appreciate you donating to the channel. I appreciate you being here. And that picture is gorgeous. So thank you so much. I appreciate all of you guys. Flying Monkey Incorporation, thank you so much for the congratulations. Hopefully you all are here. You're ready and coming along with me for the ride, because it will be a ride. A lot of things are going to change this year, but they're really not going to get that different. The vibe here is still going to be the same, still going to be having conversations like this one, and we're still going to be having fun. So I appreciate a lot of you guys coming here, or all of you guys coming here, watching the content, sharing the content, liking it, super chat, all of you guys. I appreciate you guys so much. Let me see here. They also claimed Black people had to get off the plantation disease. I mean, maybe if you're saying Stockholm syndrome, I don't know. I really don't know what you mean by that. I feel like nowadays there's so many gaslighting talking points. It's hard to know what people feel about those who went through slavery and such. So if you want to clarify. So am I a psychopath? That's up to you to decide. I can't clinically diagnose you with anything, but what I can tell you is that she's going to discuss some of those differences in this article, or in this video. So let's continue.
There's a difference in their
actually
their
how
makeup.
their nervous systems are wired and their brains are. There's actually been interesting research done with PET scans where you can see brain function. And what
Not just to clarification, not PET like dogs and cats, PET scans.
Positron emission tomography scans of the brain, which show brain functioning, if you will. And what they see is that the section of the brain that serves empathy, that doesn't naturally light up in them. And you can actually teach them to be empathic for a minute, but it doesn't last. A lot of psychopaths who commit violent crimes end up in jail. And the ones who commit more like white collar crimes, I guess they end up as multi-billionaires because they're willing to do really, really rough stuff in their business and get through like a cartel leader or something like that. Call for the killings of other people. Now, their interesting counterpart are the sociopaths. Psychopaths born. They tend to, their belief is that they may very well have, this might be genetic. In fact, psychopaths often have fathers who have lots of antisocial tendencies. Now, how much of it is learned, how much of it is genetic, it's a little bit harder to suss out. But we do see that there is that difference in your true psychopath. They also tend to have really glib, shallow charm. They tend to be really intelligent. That's why they get away with stuff. If they were
So
really
they've
a hot
learned
mess-
behavior to assimilate into society,
Oh yeah,
but it's all a facade.
it's all a facade. They're so charming.
So if they're born this way, would a 3-year-old then not get stressed out if it got
No.
scared? So that's incredible.
So what we see when we diagnose antisocial personality disorder, which is sort of our diagnostic equivalent to being a psychopath, in order to get that diagnosis, you have to have shown a pattern prior to the age of 15 of things like truancy, violence towards other kids, stealing, skipping school,
and not felt bad about it.
animals, setting.
You know, that's really interesting how they break it down, right? And I think that's why a lot of people value the DSM. That's why it's kind of the leader of the mental health industry, is because it really gives you sort of an outline for how to diagnose things, right? So now imagine somebody in their 20s just starting some of these behaviors and then being diagnosed as like a psychopath or something. Like, it would just be so incorrect, right? So I think the criteria that they put in those manuals and those statistical logs or whatever, they really are created so that we can understand, right? So some of us might see it and be like, oh, we fall for this. And then when you look deeper at the criteria, you see actually these things had to have occurred prior to a certain age, right? They had to be sort of in your formative years, in the years that you were going through this or that, or when puberty was happening. So, you know, and again, just addressing this comment here, there a lot of the times the lights that you see in your brain, a lot of them can't be seen while you're alive, right? A lot of the brain studies have to happen with a brain that can be opened up, and you can't really see a lot of that stuff on these PET scans, these MRIs, or whatever you want to call them. So no, there isn't just always going to be a visual outline for it. Shout out to Big Bad Bull. Thank you so much for the super chat. Monetization, congrats. Very proud of you and wish you the best. I think I will be leaving YouTube for a while and exploring other ways to provide support to our community. Please invest into all my angels and soldiers. Thank you so much, Big Bad Bull. I appreciate your support. You support so many people in this space. You know, some people like you, some people don't, but I appreciate the support that you have given to all of us young people here trying to make waves. And even when we drag you, like myself, I've dragged you plenty of times and you've still been very supportive. You still told people to come to my channel. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. You know, the good thing is you are not a mental health professional, right? It's the professionals that get to make the distinctions here. They're the ones who created the DSM. It is widely studied and respected. So, you know, a lot of the times we take our opinions and think those have more value, but the science has more value. So, you know, it's okay to disagree here. I just want to make sure we know that there is actual science behind a lot of that. So appreciate you, Big Bad Bull. Again, much appreciated. Thank you for the super chat. So, all right, let's get back into the video. Hopefully finish this one up, and then I'll probably wrap up because I want to keep things nice and sexy for Venus's show in a little bit. I think in about 20 minutes or so. You know, obviously people were not brave enough to hit the link today because it's a monetization party, no topic, nothing to challenge me on. Right? None of that. So everyone's nice and calm tonight, which is okay. I'm just saying, like, y'all usually come in here bucking, ready to fight. But now tonight, everyone's so loving and so giving. And I appreciate it. So I'm going to probably end after this video, but let's get back into it.
Fires, they just do it. They don't care. And that before the age of 15. So it's a long-standing pattern. That's what makes us call them a psychopath or having antisocial personality. Now, This is different than sociopathy.
Yes. Okay.
Sociopathy, they look a lot like the psychopaths. The difference is they were made. So some examples here. The kid who grows up in a really, 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 really rough neighborhood and learns criminality to get by, or learns to be a bully, or gets involved with sort of like the wrong kids and uses a lot of muscle because that's survivalism. But it's not necessarily always comfortable for them. They just learn it. It's the person who grows up with a father who teaches them the business and teaches them how to break the rules.
Would they start sweating and have their heart race if they got pulled over?
They might. They may not feel so good about it. They'll be a little bit more uncomfortable with it, but in time they learn it. And it's almost like they get trained in not being as aroused by it. Listen, if you broke enough rules, if you lived under certain conditions of lawlessness long enough, you'd adjust to that new world order, if you will. That's what the sociopath does. And so they're the person who someone who said he was actually.
And this is actually an interesting point that she's making here, right? Because you kind of think about a lot of people who come from those rough environments, and you kind of see them a lot of the times come out, not always, but you do see people who come from these rough environments a lot of the times coming out of it with these pathologies, having a little bit more of a rough exterior, rough beliefs about the world. And it really makes me wonder, right? Did that environment that they were in, that they lived in, did that harden them? Did that make a lot of these men and people out there in the community who are behaving poorly, were they made to be sociopaths by the environments of destruction they've been in, right? Has those things contributed to some of the degeneracy that we're seeing, right? Especially if a sociopath can be made, right? It's a great question to dive in. I don't like to make people out to be victims when they're doing bad things, right? When they're hurting society. I don't like to look for excuses for those people, but I do think it begs the question, right? Are these people who are growing up in these rough environments, these Chiracs per se, right? Because everyone likes to reference Chicago, but are these people who are growing up in these rough, hard, traumatic environments, are they being made to be sociopaths? Are they being made to become these, sort of antisocial personalities, right? Is it a product of the trauma? Can it be? It's obviously a deeper question to go into. I don't think it's very one-dimensional where we can just say yes or no. I think a lot of it, you would have to decide now, what is trauma? Is being fatherless trauma? Or having no father that raised you, whatever, is that trauma to you, right? Is having a parent who had a bunch of kids by a bunch of people, is that trauma, right? Because a lot of times that's what some of these people just complain about. Does that make them antisocial? It's tough because we can easily make this a gaslighting topic and be like, yeah, these bandits are antisocial. They got an antisocial personality disorder. And I'm sure we can make a great argument. But if we're saying, in theory, in mental health, that these environments, that you could be made into a sociopath, are some of these rough environments causing people who otherwise would have been okay to become these made sociopaths? So, obviously it's a tough conversation because I think some people will be like, oh, you're a victim. But, if science is saying it, if mental health is saying it, then it does beg us looking into it a little bit more. So, yeah, same with me. I heard it and I was like, And then I wanted to hear how she kind of landed it. And it still sounds very interesting. I don't know how many people would buy the argument, but I'd like to hear the argument in a little bit more depth. So let's see.
A great kid until he got to high school. And then it seems like he got in with the wrong kids. That feels more like the sociopath. Wow. Okay, that's almost like a training that might happen from within the family, within their community, within even the job they get, some cases even within some form of military training.
Have you had sociopaths and psychopaths as clients?
Not really, no. They don't tend to come in for therapy. They don't see any benefit to it. The only time you would tend to see psychopaths or sociopaths come into therapy with any consistency is if they were court ordered. So
I thought you were going to say couples therapy.
No, God, no. It's because they're court ordered. So the judge will make that a condition of release kind of thing, or they're within prisons and jails and getting some treatment in there.
This is so incredibly fascinating to me. If a psychopath goes to jail, he isn't upset about going to jail?
In some ways it becomes a cost of doing business. But it's also, they're not happy about it. There was psychopaths, and to some degree sociopaths, don't think about consequences. That's why they pull really penny ante silly crimes like holding up a liquor store. Basically, I need $150. Here's a liquor store. It's open. Let's go get the money kind of thing. So it's like they act first and think later. So they often don't plan in terms of consequences. That's why they have a tendency to lie, cheat, steal, and they tend to have very inconsistent work histories because they're not able to hold a job. They'll
Yeah,
use aliases. It's definitely like it's more of a griftery kind of a space.
So we've talked in previous videos about how to cope while dating a narcissist. If you find yourself dating a sociopath or a psychopath, is there any coping, or you just got to get out?
You're in trouble.
You're in trouble.
That could actually be a very dangerous
It sounds like it.
Yeah. In fact, even with the narcissistic piece, I've done research and work in the area of domestic violence, or what's also called intimate partner violence. Most people who perpetrate domestic violence are either narcissistic or psychopathic. And so there's a danger there. In other words, they will dispose of you if you get in their way.
I want to share a story with you to get your feedback. This was told to me by a friend, and
Sorry, y'all. I didn't mean to blow that out on camera, but what she said kind of just surprised me there for a second, right? I thought they would use therapy, especially couple one, to control and use it. Listen, it's even too dangerous, right? Because what they said right here, this is what kind of got me for a second, right?
Violence, or what's also called intimate partner violence. Most people who perpetrate domestic violence are either narcissistic or psychopathic. And so there's a danger there. In other words, they will dispose of you if you get in their way.
I want to share.
And that's the bottom line, right? For a lot of people who, qualify as narcissists or sociopaths, they will dispose of you, right? Whether it's right away, whether it's when you disagree with them, whether it's when you're doing something against them, there is that disposal that comes with dealing with a narcissist or a sociopath. Once you're no longer serving whatever foolery they're trying to put up or whatever delusional, belief they're trying to share, they're done. They're done with you. And that discarding is what makes it dangerous, especially in that IPV situation or the DV relationship, where for them, especially if you're tied to them, discarding means getting rid of you, right? So it can get very dangerous, and especially when you realize that they aren't as smart, or they're not as witty or quick enough to think, hey, let me use a therapist to manipulate you. No, they're way lazier than that. You know what they'll say? She doesn't agree with me. She's making too many waves. I'm done with her. And now if you're somebody who might be legally tied to that person, or you have a child with them, right? Then now for them, discarding you means getting rid of you, right? Because they don't want to pay child support. They don't want to take care of all the bills. They don't want to pay for daycare. Whatever the case may be, right? For them specifically, discarding you does not include you freely going away. It really includes some type of literal discard. So it's a little bit difficult, especially when you're dealing with this type of person, to understand if you're in danger or not. But just the fact that you are alone is a little scary. But a lot of us, we really think that these people, who the fuck, where are these people coming from? I really don't get where these people will never be in here. But for the Monetization Party, they want to show up and make egregious comments. What do y'all be up to? I honestly think a lot of those accounts, you sound like a straight YouTube woman. Who the F are you? Jamel, it's probably somebody who doesn't like me just creating fake accounts. Because some of the shit these people come in here and say, it's clear as day, you're not, whatever fake name you're using. You're just trying to pretend so that you can comfortably sit here and get disrespectful. So, whatever. I just be ignoring people. Let's see what Ms. Jana. I was reading up on IPV the other day. I saw so many signs that my neighbor has, but I'm not that close to her. Exactly. You know what's so hard is when you see somebody, for example, a neighbor, how many people I've lived next to or I worked with that I really could see the signs of DV, and I'm like, damn, I have no business even addressing what I heard or saw, you know? And it's so hard. But honestly, I think COVID made IPV worse, right? Because now you have people who may have been financially dependent on a partner, and now the shelters aren't open. You know, it's not as easy to find resources to escape a DV situation. So, you know, it's hard. Sometimes I look up these things and I'm just like, damn, like what are these people doing in a time like this when like the world is collapsing and everything's so expensive? Like imagine being a woman who's married to somebody who's taking care of you, but they abuse you. Like you're not going to feel comfortable leaving. You're not going to feel comfortable taking off. How in the past, a lot of women would have like took that chance because they know they have the resources, right? COVID kind of did ruin a lot of that. So it's difficult. You know, I've seen friends go through it. Honestly, there was a woman, you know what's so sad? There was a woman in my area who this weekend was executed by her baby father. You know, he saw her sitting outside of her beauty shop waiting for a ride and he pew-pewed her, deleted her on the spot. Like it's so sad, you know, like it's really sad to see some of these stories, especially like if you see someone that you see all the time and you can kind of tell they're going through something, you can kind of tell they might be in a bad relationship, but you don't know how to tell them. Like it's crazy. Like it's honestly a little sad because we as individual women, we can't really do anything. Like we can provide resources, we can try to give them information, but you really have to hope that that person is able to leave, that they find a moment to leave. But sometimes some people never get out of those relationships. So it's really sad. Hey, Roxy, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I really do. And appreciate the compliments. I am very excited to be moving forward in the program, the YouTube Partner Program. And I hope that going forward, we can have a little bit more productive conversations, you know, less of the just chaotic open panels and more like scheduled conversations, more networking, more just kind of people, you know, mingling amongst each other that have good intentions, that want to have good conversations. We might not be best friends, but we will be having good conversations. So I hope you guys are all ready for the ride, for the new ride that's going to start here. But this is just, you know, my monetization stream. So I appreciate you being here. Yeah, I don't know who that creature was. She had $3 and he's a whole bum. Yells at her, no job, and she's working 2 jobs. But I only talk to her in passing, but I hear what's happening. You know what's it's so sad seeing that. Especially when you see a woman she has a glow about her, and that's probably what attracted this abusive person. But especially when you see a woman who has a glow about her, who she just gets up and she tries every day, but she doesn't have the self-esteem to stop dealing with a guy like that. You know, it's really sad because a lot of the times that has to do with when we were kids or when we were teens. Like a lot of the habits that we have in relationships, we get them from what we saw growing up. You know, so it is sad sometimes to see people in that predicament because you know they weren't encouraged. They didn't have people in their corner to tell them, hey, that guy, just because he has this, he's not worth it. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people operate off of survival. And unfortunately, for women, the need to survive is, you know, more difficult, especially once you have kids. A lot of people will people act like women trick men to get pregnant. Men absolutely impregnate their partners to keep them with them. So there's that too. And now you have this woman who she wants to prioritize the children that she had with this man. But at the same time, that man wants to make everything difficult for her. So, you know, it's tough. And you know what's so messed up? The people in these situations always got some daughters. Like, oh, it's so sad. Like it really is, you know, because daughters really need that. They really need the father and the man in their life to affirm them. So it's so sad when they don't, and especially when they have a mother who unfortunately is just kind of going with the flow and dating whoever and like bringing any old person into their lives. Like it's really sad to see men with pot bodies and whatever you just said there. Let's see what we got here. Perfect. That being said, I'm definitely going to wrap up in the next few minutes. Hopefully we'll close this video out with the last 4 or 5 minutes and move on. And then we will go join the Voice of Venus. She starts at 10 o'clock. She's doing a conversation on sex. a lot of hot button stuff. She might rock your world tonight. She might blow your mind. So make sure you're there. But let me look at these last few comments. Then we'll go into the video, and then we'll move over there or wherever Venus is on the YouTube stratosphere. Exactly. It just seems like she wants a man. He likes to throw it in her face that he helps with her daughters. You know what's so sick is that when there's a man who actually cares for you and willing to be part of you, he doesn't call the kids your kids. He says the kids or our kids. You know what I mean? Like a lot of the times when you have those bandits who make it very clear, oh, that's not my daughter. Or when someone says, oh, you're a beautiful family. Oh, that's not my kids or whatever. Like those dudes, they're suspect too. Cause like, why are you even around this woman if you know she got kids like that? Like you should want to be the figure. You shouldn't be insulted when someone says, oh, like your family or your, the kids around you. Like, I don't know. I feel like there's no value for quote unquote stepfathers these days, but really we need those more than anything. Let's see here. I want to help her, but I don't know how. She used to be in her 20s. It's tough, Janet, because sometimes the things you say or try to do for somebody can actually push them over the edge in the wrong way. So it's like, I totally understand why you feel nervous about trying to approach her about it, because sometimes just you being an individual, you can't help her, right? She won't see it that way just because you're not somebody she knows or whatever. So it's like, I totally get you. Like, don't feel bad. Unfortunately, we can't help everybody, but we can try to encourage people to seek resources, to find a safe situation to do better, right? Like a lot of it is about encouraging and providing information. Even if that person doesn't want to leave the abusive partner right now, that information you give them can be life-changing. So I totally get where you're coming from. It's hard because you want to help, but sometimes you might not say the right thing for them. No one knows what the right thing for them is even. So, but yeah. You're welcome. Obviously I like to come here and do the little fuckery and have fun, but like, I also never want to get away from having real conversations. Like the real conversations for me feel so much better than having a bunch of people in here. Like I would much rather have a conversation that's based in real facts, informations than a trendy well, listen, trendy for the days that the trend is here. Yes. But just a regular convo. No, I like to just be real. So I really do appreciate you coming here, you being part of the discussion, sharing things going on in your life. Because sometimes you're honestly, you could be teaching somebody just in sharing that, like, they could help somebody. Like personally myself, I've seen people go, like I saw a lady before, she was sitting so close to me and you can tell she put makeup over a black eye. You could tell. Me at my young age, I would feel like I would be crossing a line to try and say, like, are you okay or whatever. But like, who knows if you would encourage somebody, her peer, somebody around her to do something, So I think people who are willing to share their stories, even if people might judge them for it, because, everything is abnormal until we talk about it. Then we realize we're all doing it. Jeremiah Flores, sorry, I was rude the other day. Alicia, listen, I don't take anything personally. I appreciate you being here, sir. Right, you being your fifis, but I appreciate you being here. So, Brad, it doesn't really matter who gave it to her, right? Why is she covering a black guy? This is an older lady. Like there really was no reason for this woman to have a black eye. Like she's not scrappy, she's not ghetto. Like there was really no reason for her to have a black eye. So I know where, like, you can be mad at it or tell me I'm making conclusions, but we as women, we know, especially somebody putting as much makeup as she tried to put over it. We know, and she was an older woman. So I'm never going to cross the line and be like, are you okay? Is your man beating? I'm never going to do that. But I noticed other controlling behaviors of this person because of how I deal with the woman. And I just know. I'm perceptive anyways, but I could tell. And it's really sad because even though I can tell, I would never step out of frame and try to address this person on it. This is a grown woman. They're my elder. I have immense respect for the person. So it's hard. It really is hard to know when you can step in, when you can help somebody, because not everyone's always going to be open. Sometimes you can become the enemy because you want to be helpful. So it's tough. And if you're not a woman, again, you're not really gonna get it. A lot of people think that when women stick together is because they want to hate men. No, a lot of times we stick together because what we go through is garbage, and we know that we can help each other get through it and get on the other side. So regardless of who gave her it, the fact that she had one and she's an older woman tells me that it was likely regarding an abusive situation. Now, I'm not going to speak to her, how I know her life, nothing. But there was no reason for her to have a black eye. There's nothing she does, none of it. For her to be that age and have a black eye, that's all it means. And there's other behaviors from that partner of hers that lets me know she's probably very quiet about the fact that he gives her black eyes. But black eyes nonetheless. It's unfortunate. It is hard. That's why I asked. Yeah. But I just think there's no point in even trying to go there, right? Because if you see a woman and you can tell that she has a black eye covered by makeup, why even try to have a whole conversation about, oh, this is why you should tell people what? No, people who go through that type of abuse, they're isolated. They don't have somebody. Like, yes, we can encourage them to tell people, but if they don't, we can't demonize and, try to judge them for it. A lot of times they don't even know they have a way out. So, all right, let's finish up this video for real, and then we'll bounce, head over to Venus, and have some sex talk.
Story with you to get your feedback. This was told to me by a friend, and she said in college she dated a guy for a year, but the guy started to get just a little weird, and they broke up. For the next year, he courted her and did everything she wished he had done the first year. Showed up on time, brought her gifts, blah, blah, blah. They started dating again. He was perfect for a year. They went to Thanksgiving at her family's house. He was perfect to her parents, just became the perfect man for her because he knew what she wanted. And after a year, on the 1-year anniversary, he broke up with her and said, I've been playing you this whole time because I wanted to crush your heart. I am not actually behaving this way, or this isn't real. I've been faking it for a year just so I can crush you. Would that be
That's more psychopathic? That's more psychopathic. Or sociopathic is more likely,
But if they have no empathy, then why would they want to hurt somebody?
Because empathy is a positive emotion. Okay. Wanting to hurt someone is a very antagonistic emotion. Wanting to hurt someone at some level might even give them a little pleasure. Power, for sure.
It's interesting to me that someone cannot be empathetic, but then want to hurt somebody. Because to me, you would have to have the empathy in order to even know what it's like to hurt somebody.
There's a difference between empathy and understanding. You can understand because it's like, that's why psychopaths make great salesmen, because they understand a person. They can read a person and immediately say, I got his vulnerability. I'm going to make him buy a car. Psychopaths are great salesmen. Salesmen of cars, timeshares, all that stuff where they're upselling and almost taking advantage of someone sometimes, making them take on more money and cost of something than they really should. But no. It's that he was able to be superficially charming. Psychopaths and sociopaths and narcissists make great chameleons. They're definitely able to change the situation to get what they want. And psychopaths in particular and sociopaths they view the world as an instrument to fulfill their desires. That's really what they're about, which is what it's awful, because they're going to often discard a partner when they don't have much use for them or expect them to have a very specific role. So they may have married her and she may have had their kids. Now she's going to have to put up with their affairs because they want something else. And too bad if you don't like it. This is the new world order and I will destroy you in court.
Listen, she said a word right there. She said a word. Hold on. Because honey said, listen.
Sociopaths they view the world as an instrument to fulfill their desires. That's really what they're about, which is what it's awful, because they're going to often discard a partner when they don't have much use for them or expect them to have a very specific role. So they may have married her and she may have had their kids. Now she's going to have to put up with their affairs because they want something else. And too bad if you don't like it. This is the new world order and I will destroy you in court. It's that kind of thing.
That is insane.
Yeah, it's chilling.
I want to leave it right there. I have learned more about sociopaths and psychopaths than I ever thought possible. Make sure you check out as well our discussion about narcissism with Dr. Ramani. Thanks again for being here.
So again, I will oh yes. She did say a word. Listen. Because literally, being an instrument of a narcissist, I honestly think that's why so many people are quick to call men narcissists, right? Because narcissists really do make you into that instrument, right? You're literally the tool for which they get self-esteem, for which they can stomp on. Dr. Ramani, that video, first of all, this video is 5 years old. But when Dr. Ramani first hit this space, listen, some of the stuff she was saying, people just weren't ready for it. That's why you see that video of her. She looks a lot younger, whatever. But I want to do something similar to this, right? I want to actually get in person, sit in front of these people and if I need to go to Portugal to interview Team Fatty, I'm not saying literally, but if I needed to go to Portugal to interview Team Fatty, I would get on the fucking plane with my devices and get in front of Team Fatty and have that interview. And I think that's kind of what makes the space a little bit more interesting, right? People talk about this space, this sector being dead or whatever. But honestly, I think that if we feed this space with our natural content, right? Not going out of the way, not being super cringy so that we can get views or whatever, but just our content. Like, honestly, I think we can feed the space ourselves. And I think this is one of those subjects where we could. So, I look forward to having more conversations on this. This was a very brief review. I wanted to kind of break it down because I think a lot of us are just saying narcissist. He has narcissistic tendencies. Like, we all want to call every man a narcissist, and I just don't think it's that simple. I think the qualifications are still that, but I think a lot of men kind of fall in these other areas and have these other traits that we need to view too. And we need to not just get in the habit of, everything's a narc. Not everything's a narc. Actually, narcs are very unique, right? That's one thing they have. They're very unique in their psychosis. So, hopefully you guys will all be back for the conversation. This was a great monetization stream. I appreciate, the 30 times that people decided to get up here, donate some money, donate some memberships. You guys really, truly are a blessing. Honestly, when I got in this space 10 months ago, being very dusty and antagonizing angry man, I never thought that I would be here with a channel, with content, actually addicted to talking to you guys, addicted to panels and having good conversations. So I appreciate everybody who has come here, who has made this a fun and enjoyable experience for me and for my audience. And I hope that you guys continue to come for more. So I will send you on your way with some música, okay? This is my brother. We have the same dada. We have different moms, but this is still my biological brother. He's a singer. He's out of South Africa at the moment. He's going to school and stuff there. So I'm going to play his music. And then I'll do an outro and we will head over to Venus. So thank you so much to everyone who's here. Thank you to all the super chats, all the memberships, all of it. I got one more in the last minute. Moxie, Mazel Tov. What is next and what are you going to focus on with the channel? You know what, Moxie? I'm going to focus on conversations. Even one day conversation might include you. Even, right? Because I really want to get into having the deeper conversations, getting into understanding each other so that we don't just come into this space and we're sparring with every person who disagrees with us, right? I definitely want to create a space where we have regular conversations. My end goal is to be a talk show host, right? A YouTube talk show host, whatever you want to call it. But I would like to have a channel where I talk to numerous people and we have great conversations. So thank you so much for the super chat, for the $5 super chat. Hopefully you're back for more. Trolling is just trolling. I have no hate for anyone. So thanks for coming here. Thanks for being a good sport, for the super chat, for donating. And Listen, that is all fatty, but I'm taking notes. I'm taking notes. I would love to have at least one Wendy Williams style segment. Definitely not deep enough to get me in the karmic debt that she's in, but definitely I would like to do some more of that. So thank you so much for coming over, for the super chat, for supporting the channel. But yes, it will be lots more conversations, lots more fun here, lots more laid backness. And Mika, look at you coming over here. Look at you. Who would have thought? See, I called somebody else an African booty scratcher, so I need another joke for you. But yes, welcome, welcome, welcome. I saw you over there getting beat up by the Alis or whatever. They just wasn't trying to hear your rational thoughts. But I heard you. I heard you. So keep it up. You don't have to disagree with people. You don't have to agree with people for them to like you. Keep up your points. Stick to your religion. Okay? Stick to it, my friend. There was some Mexican and some Nigerian there. Just ignore it. But yeah, I want peace. Because as much as I like dragging bandits and nakers and mammies, I also like having conversations where we understand each other and where we move on. Listen, bitch! Don't you talk about none of that. Nobody asked you, ma'am. Okay? Listen, the unfuckables, they got long pockets. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I would love to continue to have more conversations. Again, someone asked me my end goal a couple of minutes ago. My end goal is to have real live in-person interviews, but I know that's going to take me proving that I'm a good content creator, proving that I'm an entertainer at heart and all that, proving that I can be that deep. I'm getting a law degree. I'm doing all these things in life that are going to prepare me for the fuckery and dealing with, the fuckery on here. So, I appreciate all of you guys coming here, signing up, liking my show, doing super chats. I appreciate all of it because this is a journey. We're on it together. We're on a rocket ship right now. My channel just got monetized and we're going to just continue to have good conversations here. Not much is going to change. The rules will be tuned up just so that we don't have a lot of weirdos coming here saying egregious things. I have my banners set so that I can get rid of all the bandits who come here and try to spam and say NG, whatever, But for the most part, I'm going to keep things kosher. I'm going to keep things the same as they have been, just a little bit more refined. So I hope to catch you all here. Venus is already live. I said I would be done soon. So I'm going to end now. And I hope to catch you all here on the next one. Okay? The super chat button is active though, right? The super thanks button, all that. If you want to hit a thanks, even after I'm out of here, much appreciated. But regardless, I appreciate all of you guys coming here. I appreciate you guys sharing your thoughts, your beliefs, what you're going through in your daily lives. I'm not here to judge you. I'm going to say that for God. But I appreciate everyone who has come here, shared what they're going through in life, shared their experiences so that we can all learn. Listen, I'm a law student, but I know I'm going to get the degree. So thank you so much. Yes. Much appreciated. Florida de Blanco. I don't know what that means. Hassan is here at the last minute. So I'll pull him up for a second. Oh, he's cammed up so I can pull you up. What's up, Hassan? I'm going to end, but thank you for coming by.
No, I just came up real quick. Tell you congratulations on the.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're so loud. Hold on, let me put my volume down.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it might just be the device. But yes, thank you so much.
No problem. But hey, that idea about you interviewing people, that's not bad. Take your time and do it. You'll do great. No problem. That's it. I just want to say congratulations and good luck.
Thank you so much, Hassan. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
And I'll definitely try and get to your panel when it's not 3 a.m. that you're asking me to get up there, but for sure. Sorry, I put you down. I thought you were gone for it. But yes, I will try to go there when it's not 3 a.m. and we'll have some fun conversations, whatever, because I know you like to come here. You support a lot of us. So I would like to return that energy. But yeah, just let me know when you're having a stream, even if it's just the day before. Say, hey, I'm going live at 11 or 10. That'll make it easier for me because I'm like, I need order in my life. That's how I organize myself. So yeah, just let me know. I'll pop in for you. But I appreciate you always being here. So thanks.
No problem. Have a good night.
You too. But yeah, so I appreciate all of you guys here for coming tonight, for donating to my 31 people who donated tonight. You guys are greatly appreciated. You guys are greatly favored. You guys are greatly loved. Okay, listen, coming into this space not only to troll, but actually respecting people enough to donate that to them for their time and for the energy that they put into content. That's unmatched. I'll always appreciate that. So thank you to everyone who did. But we're upwards and onward. At this point, my next live stream will be a real show. So probably this weekend I'll pop in, have a good conversation. Anybody who wants to collaborate with me, who has ideas, who has thoughts, please, all my information is in the description of my channel. Please hit me up. I will be reaching out to people. So if you get an email from me, it's likely to make some content. It's likely to connect. Don't be afraid. Simplyfull13@gmail.com. That's where I'll be getting at you from if I want to get in touch soon. Yeah, so thank you all so much. I will send you off with my brother's song. Okay? It's called Don't Be Shy.
If you want, that'll be nice. Girl, I'll follow. Come on top and yoro. You taking my pain like so. What you not go do?
All right, y'all. Thank you so much for being here. Have a great night. And see you on the next one.